Well, locust outbreaks are visual often used in cinemas to signify an upcoming apocalypse.
And signs.
Locusts suddenly appeared with strange sounds. What happened? Is this a good or bad news? Is that a sign of God? Miracle or judgment? In this episode, we will explain in more detail. Smash that thumbs up button for me, leave me a comment down below, and share this video with your friends. And let's get started.
African countries experienced an initial swarm, the largest for parts of the region in 70 years. And now a new
between large-scale synchronous locust swarms and specific weather patterns, severe patterns.
Because they move so quickly, getting rid of desert locusts is no small feat.
She told me she depended on selling her mangoes to clothe her 2 children and to pay for their
families trying to till the land and plant crops have witnessed the terrors wrought by swarms.
Earlier this year in northern Kenya, that was 60 kilometers long and 40 kilometers wide.
They are known for breeding quickly and their capability to eat their own body weight in food.
Watch as farmers in central India try to shoo away a fleet of the hungry bugs. Perhaps more effective.
The UN's Food and Agricultural Organization says it's short over $100 million.
Swarms of locusts are roaring back in East Africa. The bugs are a grasshopper variant.
Disaster. Millions of locusts.
A plague of biblical proportions.
They are not the annual grasshoppers that many people are familiar with. There are over 190 species in North America alone, but this recurring miracle, strong proof of the life and death cycles that rule our planet, occurs exclusively here. When the earth splits apart and the sounds of billions of locusts fill the air, what does it mean? Is it just a peculiarity of nature? Or might it be a contemporary tale that serves as a reminder of Matthew 24:7? Nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in various places. In John's revelation, their emergence in such biblical proportions causes us to think on the world around us, to recognize the signs and wonders that remind us of a greater power working. This event forces us to think about our role in the creation story despite its inspirational and terrifying scope. Scientists advise us not to hurt these locusts because they don't hurt humans, and instead complete a cycle that precedes our oldest written records by providing nutrition to the trees they were born under. They serve as reminders of life's resilience, as well as nature's ability to renew and rejuvenate. When these locusts emerge, covering the earth in a spectacle unseen by any living human, we are reminded of the natural world's beauty and terror, a world whose complexity and mystery reflect the Bible's many truths. Today, we stand on the verge of history, watching happenings that cause us to glance up from our daily grind and wonder, are we witnessing the fulfillment of prophecy, or are we merely spectators to the wonders of creation? In 2024, a convoluted and fraught but dangerous year, a story emerges that is so perplexing that we are forced to ask questions. The sounds of weird trumpets echoed throughout Iraq. 5 strange sound. https www.youtube.com watch 2119J HHNV WWNT SAS 123s 012 017. Is that the sound of a god? These sounds, which had been heard irregularly over the world for years, reached a new level of intensity in 2024, grabbing millions' imaginations and anxieties. They hear biblical prophecies of 7 trumpets announcing apocalyptic events, prompting us to consider whether these are the celestial announcements promised in Revelation. Interpretations vary from scientific to spiritual, however, there is no denying its profound impact, making for widespread discussions and debates. At the same time, the whole country of Iraq became alive with the appearance of locusts. Scientists are trying to find answers to this phenomenon. Grasshoppers not only appear as insects, but also as symbols of rebirth and renewal, of the long cycle of life. The trumpets, with their mysterious beauty, remind us of the profound nature of the Bible. As we stand witness to these extraordinary events, we are reminded of the words of Job 12:7-10. But ask the animals, and they will teach you, or the birds of the sky, and they will tell you, or speak to the earth, and it will teach you, or let the fish in the sea inform you. Which of these is not known? That the hand of God did this? In his hand is the life of all creation and the breath of all mankind. We do not witness the appearance of mere insects, but of locusts, creatures from the Bible. However, their appearance in 2024 forces us to draw parallels with the most ominous warnings in the Bible. This year, for the first time in more than 2 centuries, 2 flocks of locusts, harbingers of change, appeared simultaneously in the United States and in Iraq. These creatures, who spend most of their lives in darkness before coming into the light, are themes mentioned in the Bible. Biblical references to locusts, most notably in the Egyptian plagues and visions in Revelation, evoke a sense of divine intervention, of nature being used as labor, instrument of judgment and prophecy. In Revelation 9:3-10, John speaks of locusts being given power like scorpions on the earth, a vivid image. Although locusts do not bring destruction but contribute to the cycle of life, fertilizing the earth and heralding a time of growth, these symbolic parallels to the biblical locusts invite calls for reflection on biblical themes of warning. In exploring the scientific explanations for this dual emergence, we find that the synchronous emergence of locusts is a survival strategy, a way to overwhelm predators through sheer numbers, ensure the survival of the species. This strategy, known as the predator deal, reflects the overwhelming power of the biblical locusts, intended to bring down the mightiest rulers and remind mankind of their power. In the annals of history, there have been few natural phenomena that have caused such terror and fear in the hearts of humanity as locust swarms. These events, recorded in meticulous detail in religious texts, carry the weight of sacred meaning, often interpreted as omens or direct interventions from heaven. Today, as we witness the emergence of locusts in an event unprecedented in more than 2 centuries, we are forced to draw parallels, to search for meaning in the chorus of thousands. Billions are now filling our skies. But how does this modern miracle fit with the ancient descriptions found in the sacred pages of the Bible? Consider the locust plague in Egypt, a scourge so severe that it threatened the very foundation of an empire. These locusts, described in Exodus as blotting out the sun and devouring everything in their path, are powerful symbols of divine wrath and the fragility of human pride. If you refuse to let them go, I will bring locusts into your country tomorrow. They will cover the face of the ground so that it cannot be seen. They will devour what little you have left after the hail, including every tree that is growing in your fields. Exodus 10:4-5. As we continue to delve into this extraordinary event, we are reminded of the words of Joel 2:25. I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten, a promise of restoration, and hope amid the devastation. There is nothing you can physically do to prepare for the end times. Nothing. Not one single thing. Here's a prophecy from the Bible about what the world will look like shortly before the return of Christ. As you read through it, try thinking about what you'd need in order to survive it. I looked when he opened the 6th seal, and behold, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became like blood. And the stars of heaven fell to the earth, as a fig tree drops its late figs when it is shaken by a mighty wind. Then the sky receded as a scroll when it is rolled up, and every mountain and island was moved out of its place. And the kings of the earth, the great men, the rich men, the commanders, the mighty men, every slave and every free man, hid themselves in the caves and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, Fall on us and hide us from the face of him who sits on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath has come, and who is able to stand? Revelation 6:12-17. Even if you've stockpiled enough survival rations to fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool, built a bunker that could withstand a nuclear holocaust, and hoarded enough guns and ammo to fend off the standing army of a small country, it won't be enough. When the great day of his wrath has come, when the earth shakes the mountains and the islands out of place, when stars fall from heaven and the sky recedes like a scroll, when kings and slaves alike cower in fear at the judgment God is raining down on a corrupt earth, all the physical preparation in the world won't make an ounce of difference. A quick note about emergency preparedness. Before we go any further, let me clarify something. Even though there's nothing you can do to physically prepare for the end of the world as we know it, that doesn't mean it's a bad idea to prepare for other, less catastrophic emergencies.